Greetings, welcome to the 5 Behaviours of a Cohesive Team module. This module is based on one of my favourite books on team building. It's a book called The 5 Dysfunctions of a Team by Patrick Lencioni, and it's written in the leadership fable style, and it tells the story of a leader called Catherine who takes over a highly dysfunctional team and turns it around. So what are the 5 dysfunctions of a team exactly? You might have experienced some or all of these dysfunctions in your career so far. At the bottom we have absence of trust. This is the foundational dysfunction of any dysfunctional team. No trust. If I don't trust you, then I'm not going to engage in conflict with you. I have a fear of conflict. Patrick Lencioni has a wonderful phrase that articulates this fear of conflict. He calls it artificial harmony. Perhaps you've been in a meeting where you get the sense that somebody has a differing opinion, but they're not sharing it, and then they share it outside of the meeting. That's a fear of conflict in action. So if I don't trust you and I'm afraid to engage in a difficult conversation with you, I'm not going to be committed to whatever the decisions were that we made during that meeting. And if I'm not committed, then I'm going to avoid being held accountable because I knew why it was a crazy idea in the first place, and you're sure as heck not going to hold me accountable for that particular decision. The ultimate outcome of all of those dysfunctions is an inattention to results. So the attention tends to be on politics, gossip, anything not related to the business at hand. So there you have the 5 dysfunctions of a team. A very sorry tale indeed. If we look to the bright side and we flip those dysfunctions, we have the 5 behaviours of a cohesive team. So again, let's take the bottom behaviour here, establishing trust. As a team leader on your virtual team, it's vital that you establish trust amongst your team. And we're going to talk about strategies and ways in which you can do that in just a moment. Secondly, providing the environment where people feel comfortable engaging in productive conflict. Somewhere along the line, I'm not sure if it was our education, but somewhere along the line we learned that it wasn't okay to engage in conflict, and we haven't been given the skills to do so. Conflict is not a bad thing. Indeed, if you've got 2 or more people who are working on something, at some point in time, they're going to have a difference of opinion. So it's important that you establish an environment where people feel comfortable sharing that difference of opinion. Because if you have an environment where folks are actively sharing those opinions, then the team is much more likely to commit to the decisions made. And if they commit to the decisions made, then they're much more likely to hold themselves and each other accountable. And the result of those 4 behaviours is a focus on results. What is the team here to achieve? It's interesting, in his methodology, Patrick Lencioni talks about the importance of taking the bottom behaviour and the top behaviour in tandem. So establishing trust, recognizing that relationships are critical to the success of your team, and also having clear and really having clarity on the results. What are the outcomes that your team is here to achieve?